Hey, it's Jamie Wolf here. I wanted to talk to you today about a business thingy, and while that sounds boring and dry, just bear with me for a minute. And also, I'm choosing today to sit in the sun, which means I'm by a window, which means I'm by a pretty busy road, so if there ends up being background noise from sirens or whatever, sorry. I wanted to be in the sunshine today. Anyway, I really want to talk to authors, small business owners, entrepreneurs about scale, because I think when we're busy working by ourselves, we forget to think big or to dream big or to really understand what's possible, and especially if you're more in a services-oriented environment. So you're a chiropractor, a physical therapist, a massage therapist, you do Reiki, you do consulting, you sell life insurance, you write books, you are in the chronic disease space and nutrition space or fitness space. When you're busy in the trenches in that environment, I don't think you're necessarily thinking about numbers and scale. So I just wanted to bring it home to you for a minute. So business likes to use acronyms. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the terms SMB or SME. It seems like if we just said what it was, it would be so much simpler. But an SMB refers to a small to medium-sized business, and an SME refers to a small to medium-sized enterprise. And there is a slight difference in the definition, but I really want you to pay attention to the numbers because I think they will blow you away. So, small to medium-sized business is defined as an entity that could have 0 employees. So that could be you as a small business owner. You're working in the gig economy, you do graphic design, you do, whatever you put yourself on Upworks for, and you agree to do things that people need, right? And you just are flexible and you're working from home. Or, maybe you're an independent accountant and you're helping people out. Whatever it is, so you don't have any employees. You could, as a small to medium-sized business, by definition, have up to 100 employees in the small category, and they define the medium category is up to 999 employees. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm hurting 999 people, I'm not thinking I'm small to medium, but that is indeed the definition of small to medium-sized business. So really, when we start thinking about international major global corporations, we just really, for the most part, don't have any comprehension of the phenomenally huge scale, okay? Because we're just stuck in our little daily grind and we're just not thinking huge. So, small to medium-sized business, you have 0 to 100 employees. The medium part is 100 to 999 employees. Here is something really, I think, exciting. And that is the definition for the annual revenue of a small to medium-sized business. Okay, take some guesses. What do you think it is? Could it be, 20 grand a year? 50 grand a year? All right, let's think bigger. 250 grand a year. You have no employees and you are a small business owner. You think 250 grand a year is a good defining number for your revenue? Wrong. So the definition for revenue, annual, every single year, consistent revenue, starts at $5 million. And it goes up to $10 million in this small to medium-sized business range. Okay, so take a step back for a minute and feel that. Feel what it would be like to be the author entrepreneur with no employees with a consistent $5 million in revenue per year. And now you are the definition of an SMB. So the other thing that defines an SMB is what they expend in CapEx, which is capital expenditures, which goes on your balance sheet, and it's an investment in an asset that's going to have a life of longer than 1 year. So we kind of sort of don't need to go there, but that is part of the definition of an SMB. And here's one more nifty factoid. There are 28 million small businesses in the United States. I'm not exactly sure how recent these statistics are, but give or take, 28 million businesses, small to medium-sized businesses in the United States, accounting for 54% of the country's sales. So 54% of the sales in the United States come from businesses that have fewer than 999 employees. But even at 0 employees, it's putting you in the $5 to $10 million revenue category. So honestly, that's what you should be shooting for, okay? And I can actually show you how to get there. So let's talk about SMEs. The real differentiator in the SMB to SME, so small business, small to medium-sized business to small to medium-sized enterprise, is the geographic location. So SMB is more geographically restricted, and an SME is usually the international term if you have multiple offices, if you have offices in different countries, if you have remote employees in different countries. So an SME is really considered more the mid-market, so the employee size and the revenue size is a little bit bigger. So let's talk about the definitions. An SME, actually the EU has a legal definition for it. It's 101 to 500 employees. But with 101 employees as a small to medium-sized enterprise, listen to these revenue definitions. $10 million is the low point, and it goes all the way up to $1 billion. So as an SME with 101 employees, you should and could be earning $10 million a year. And of course, presumably, the more employees you have, the more money you're generating because you just have bigger ability to scale and you have bigger ability to produce and can create greater output. So $1 billion is considered the cap on an SME. In the middle market, so SME is considered the middle market. If the middle market were a country, the GDP, gross domestic product, would rank it as the 4th largest economy in the world. So a couple points to take away here. The SMBs and the SMEs are the engines of the economy. Do not discount yourself as a sole proprietor, a lone wolf, a single author entrepreneur creating a business, because if you go for an online method of distribution, you can scale, you can grow exponentially, you can serve many, many, many people. You can replicate the effort easily. You can put in a system in place that automatically generates and disseminates the information and the messaging that you have to share as an author entrepreneur. And you can continue to build the offerings that you offer to your clients and customers and readers efficiently. But I want you to know that the way you should be thinking if you put your business hat on is as an SMB or an SME, depending on where you're located and where your remote and contract workers are located, that even with no full-time employees, the revenue target you should be considering is $5 million at a bare minimum. And that, if you're young and you got a lot of years in front of you, or you're older and you really hit it out of the park, that as an SME, $10 million is the bottom of the definition. It's the bottom metric, up to $1 billion. So I just wanted to share with you some business insight on scale and how it is not unreasonable to think about, gosh, can I make $1 million? No, I want you to think about what would it take to make $5 million, not just in your lifetime, but this year, and then again next year, and then again the year after that. Will it take some work? Will it take some insight? Will it take a learning curve? Will it take some systems and processes? Will it take some software tools? Of course, it will take all those things. And it may be that you don't yet have the skill set or the system in place to do it this year. But now that you know, not only is it possible, but this is just normal in the business world. This is what an SMB and SME owner is thinking. My revenue target, by definition, is $5 million per year. at the bare minimum. Okay, so let's shoot a little higher. Let's think a little bigger. Let's not feel like a crazy dreamer outlier to want to hit $1 million in revenue or $5 million in revenue. Let's put our very calm, very measured, very neutral and objective business hat on and go, oh, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's absolutely possible because, gee whiz, that's the definition. That means a lot of other people are doing it. 54% in sales, fourth largest economy in the world. It is absolutely possible. So let's go learn how to do it and make it happen. All right, Jamie Wolf, that's it. Bye.